This is the Sheep Guarding Llama vlog for the 7th of January 2022. I'm Scott Allen Miller. Welcome to the show from Las Peñitas, León, Nicaragua. And today is warm. I'm recording this obviously the next morning, and I never get to come out and do this like early in the morning. It is pretty early, like 10 o'clock, and it is crazy sunny, nice and warm. Not hot, but it's nice and warm. I've got the GoPro. I had to throw the polarizer on because there's just no way I'm doing this without some kind of ND filter or something. It's just bright, but it's gorgeous. It is a nice day. But our big thing, and I forgot to mention this on Thursday, so I'm going to get a bit of glare there. There's just so much sun. There's no way. I don't think there's any way around it. Plus, with the polarizing filter, you get that double glass, and there's just some chance for a reflection in there. On Thursday, we actually had a crazy huge earthquake, and I can't believe I forgot to put this in the video on Thursday, but we had a 6.2 on the Richter scale right here in Las Peñitas. It actually happened just a little bit offshore, which the ocean is right there, and it was not too deep, and it was right in between here in Las Peñitas and in Salinas Grandes, which is the next town down. So in between here and there is the Isla Juan Venado, and it was right off Juan Venado. So Salinas Grandes probably felt it the same that we did. They definitely felt it in Managua. We instantly talked to people and they're like, oh yeah, we felt it. 6.2, holy cow. But I was sitting in the office. It was so much. I've never felt an earthquake like that. And I've been through a lot of earthquakes over the years, and a lot here. We've had a 6.2 here before, but it was down at San Juan del Sur. We've had some high fours up here, enough that we've definitely felt it. We can hear it. We've had people fall over. But a 4.8 nearby compared to a 6.2, it's a bit of a difference. It wasn't scary, but it was definitely like looking around, watching the ceiling move, watching the walls move, new cracks in the walls, everything making noise. I mean, it was loud, right? There's a lot of rumbling and creaking, and because everything is moving. And so I ran out of the office and I'm like, holy crap, that was a big one. And like all the locals, when we have like 4-point-somethings, people kind of, look out to sea. The locals went running to the beach screaming for everyone to get out of the water because that was a absolute tsunami potential right now. And if we do get a tsunami from a local quake that we feel, you've only got 30 seconds tops, right? It's going to be coming in really fast, and there's no way to warn for it because it happens within 25 miles, right? So at most, because they travel at the slowest, I think like 60 miles an hour, and at the fastest, a few hundred, you're really looking at 30 seconds tops and as little as 10 seconds in some cases. So it's potentially really bad. That seems way too low. Those numbers are way too low. No. 30 seconds to like 10 minutes. That's what I meant to say. Okay, but it's still, you got to get out of the way. You got to be moving to get away from it, because you don't just have to get out of the water potentially, you have to get to high ground, which in a small one, like if it's a local earthquake, it's bound to be a really small wave. But you just never know. And the land is so low here. Like, you just watch me walk up to one of the highest points. That was not very much, right? But that little incline that I just did right there is enough to block most any tsunami that's coming up. And just down the road a little bit here, no water's ever made it to. So it's not terrible to get away from what we would potentially have as a disaster here, but you got to get out of the water and get far enough away for it to actually work, to actually protect you. But so that happened. That was huge. Alan's like, that was a underpants changing event for them. They were pretty surprised by how big that was. But we mostly ran upstairs. Wilbur had to do an inspection of the hotel. We did lose a lot of our railing. This is not our railing. I'm down the street, but this railing here is essentially the same railing that we have. I think ours is older, probably by 5 or 10 years. And ours is crumbling pretty badly. This is not in the best of repair. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a lot of cracks and stuff in that. Ours is the same, but actually crumbling. And a lot of that took a damage, so a lot of those collapsed. But we knew we had to replace those anyway. That's not a big deal. Some of our main wall, we had some stuff crumble down. We've got cracks in the office. So that stuff happens all the time. It's just part of the regular maintenance. It's why you don't build super expensive buildings here. You build things with the intent that they're probably going to have to be replaced at some point. So it's just life as it is here. but that was a big one. That was Thursday, and then we had another like a 4.8 a few hours later. And then today's Friday, right? So we're just getting up to the 7th. We had another earthquake today, I think about a 4.6, 4.8 during the day. I didn't feel it, but some people did. Dominican noticed it. And then on this morning that I'm recording this, we had a 4.4 this morning. So these are probably the aftershocks from that first one, or the secondary whatevers. But so the last 3 days has been a period of pretty decent seismic activity up here. And a 6.2 is pretty exciting, right? Like, that gets your attention. So we have one to talk about now. Definitely, but for the past, we've been here almost a year, and it's the first one we've had anything like that. And certainly not scary, and nothing bad happened, right? Everybody's always like, are you okay? Everybody talks about it, and it's more just interesting than anything else. So Friday, so the book, I want to keep the sun off the lens, wow. Where can I turn? And my lens is actually fogging up, I noticed, because I just cleaned it out, and I just put my finger all over it. Well, we're done with the polarizing filter for the moment. We're just going to throw that in my pocket, and now we're going to go with the clean one. Sorry about that, everybody. Today's Friday. I finished the book yesterday. I had no book work that I had to do today, which is amazing. This is my first day without a book task due for more than a year. That feels fantastic. For those wondering, the publication date is March 30th. We're going to start marketing in about 2 weeks, I think. And then for a month and a half, there's going to be continuous marketing. And at the very end of March, it should be live on Amazon. You can place orders and all that. I have no idea if you can place pre-orders before that. Everyone's been asking me. I just don't know. But I know by the end of March, you'll be able to purchase it. And that is Linux Administration Best Practices by Pact Publishing. So if you want to look for it, you may find it before I do, but that is coming very, very soon. I do have some tasks for that, they said, on Monday, but real minor things. They are ready to upload. They're hoping to have it uploaded to the printing house by like Tuesday, is my understanding. So they're just finalizing. I did give them some changes over the course of the week. They're all really minor things. There's like one little blurb that I added, and that's like it. So I think we're in really good shape, and I'm feeling really good about the book. And I have just reread the entire book twice in the last 2 weeks, so I have a pretty good feel for what it is. And for all of you who are like, oh, this is too long to read, remember, I didn't just write it, I read it twice, and just all in 2 weeks. So today for me was a day to kind of relax. I wanted to just chill and get some time without having to really focus too much, because the book has been exhausting, and work was kind of slow because it's a Friday. So it was just a really nice day to be like, I'm not planning anything. I'm not going out. I don't want to dance. I don't want to do anything. So very chill day. I did, a little bit of editing. I did some work with the new camera. I finally got a chance to play with that. I love the new Olympus. It's fantastic, but it's not going to be for vlogging. So the one vlog I did with that, which will be yesterday's, that's probably the only one you're ever going to see unless I like put it on a tripod or something. There's no way I can carry that around. And the GoPro does such an excellent job for vlogging. I've really decided the GoPro is the vlogging camera for me. Even though I have all these cameras, GoPro is perfect for this and my drive warps. So it's got its job cut out for it. It gets so much use. Of anyone I know who owns a camera, including their phones, I would say my GoPro gets more work than any camera they have, probably all their cameras combined, including my own. If I combined all my other cameras, and I use them, right? I use the Nikon, I use both Olympus C. I once in a while will pull out the Lumix. I use my iPhone 13 quite regularly, and if you combine all of those together, my GoPro still is my workhorse over all that. So I would put it at like 60 to 70% of all the work that I do is via the GoPro, often with the media kit and the now with the Rode wireless mic that I like so much. So very happy with that. I'm just going to keep doing that. But I got the one video edited and uploaded. That was kind of it. I talked to some people, chilled out. Our architect came by today, and that was a few hours. So we did have stuff to do. We're putting in a new water system at the hotel just because we have all kinds of problems with we have no sun on our water, so it's way too cold. And so if you're taking a shower, washing your hands, it's cold water. Doesn't need to be. We would like warm water, right? So we're not going to put a heater on it, but we're going to try to warm it up some. We're going to try to get a bigger water supply. We don't have enough excess in the tanks. We're putting in a new septic system, like a big one that really does filtration and all kinds of stuff that we just need. So we're much busier than anyone anticipated the hotel would be, and it's just not built for it. It was originally built to be a house, and we keep trying to inch it forward. We just need to, do a huge architectural project and fix that stuff. So that is something we're doing. And then the really big thing is we're building the new restaurant. And the architect came in and said, we were talking about maybe we put some wood down over the sand. He's like, no, we're going to do a raised platform and actually raise the front of the hotel. We're going to do stairs down to the beach. We're not going to care about beach erosion. We're going to go to the second floor. We measured. We own more space than we thought we did, so we actually are a much wider hotel than we realized. Unfortunately, when they built the house, they didn't build it all the way wide, so we can't really use the available space that we have. But if we do get that tsunami and we have to rebuild, we're rebuilding at a minimum a meter wider than we currently are, which would be really noticeable all over the place. Like, we would feel that extra space everywhere because we're just so narrow. When you take a meter off of the really long, narrow property that we have, wow, that's a big loss. I can't believe they did that. So at least in the front where we're putting in the new restaurant, it is going to be a meter or two, probably not two, but at least a meter wider than everything that's there today. And we're going to go further out, maybe not on the main floor, but on the floor above is going to go probably at least a meter farther out over the beach because it'll provide its own roof over the floor below, and we need that space for seating and chairs and stuff. So the architect came in, looked at all those plans. We've been talking about this for a while, but now we know how busy we are, and we're totally constrained as to how many people we can serve because of not having enough seating space. So we just have to grow significantly to keep things moving forward. So we're doing that. We also went and looked at the new property with the architect just so he could kind of get a feel for what the ground looks like, what the space looks like, because we're starting the conversation on that. We're not quite ready to actually begin on the new house and all that, but we have so many plans we want to do there. We want the architect to really be thinking about all those things because it's just going to be a lot of work and a lot of planning over a long period of time. Alan is trying to get started very, very quickly. We would like to get started quickly. We're trying to figure out what we can build to be useful right away. We know we need bodega space. We know we need laundry space. We know we want to put in a pool. We might do some of those things while still staying at the hotel or start inching towards having stuff in both places. I don't know. There's a lot of how can we do this in stages and get it to a point where we can start living there? Because the moment we live there, the hotel has more space, and the more people who stay in the hotel, obviously that makes more money, which helps pay for the new house. But also the more people who stay in the hotel eat in the restaurant, which again helps pay for, it's a, wow, we really need to get people into the hotel when you start thinking about it. And I really want to add on to the hotel as well, but if we can get us moved out, that adds at least 2 more rooms to the hotel. And if we can figure out how to add on 2 more rooms beyond that, we could go from barely having enough to being like, oh, we're a pretty good sized hotel without too much work. So that's all important. So that was our big thing for today, was dealing with that. Dominica was not there for that, just Paul and I handled it. Dominica went to the salon to get her hair dyed in Leon today, so she was gone for a bit of the afternoon. Camille had an adventure today. So as you know, we saw her yesterday. She was heading down to San Jose, Costa Rica today to catch her flight to Cartagena in Colombia on Saturday afternoon, 5 o'clock. So she found a shuttle that was, as far as I know, a minibus that takes her at 7:30 in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning from Leon and goes all the way to San Jose, $35. You can do the same one out of Managua for $30, but we're a little bit farther from here, and it's a small town, so it's a little bit more of a convenience. You pay an extra $5. Holy cow, $35 all the way to San Jose? That's crazy. I think it's $75 to go to Antigua, which is farther, but this is an amazing price, right? We will use, if this works, we're going to use it. But she had problems. She couldn't get it booked this morning. They booked through WhatsApp. These places and their lack of websites, that's a rough thing here. So she got there and ended up having an emergency that she couldn't get on the bus. They were full. Eventually she did get on one. I think about 2 hours late, but she texted me at around midnight that she had arrived in San Jose. So I haven't had a chance to really speak to her because she didn't have internet the whole way to hear, I don't know why, to find out exactly how it all went, if she would recommend it, if there were any problems. But she is in San Jose by the airport at the end of the day today. So she spent the whole day traveling and will be flying tomorrow. So that's pretty cool because for us, for a family of 4, for $140 to be able to go to San Jose is a huge, huge deal. Because it's really not that far. It is a whole day of traveling on a bus. I'd really like to go hook up the GoPro, film out the window the whole way, do some adventure traveling. It's also nice, like if just one of us or 2 of us are going to go for fun. Maybe the kids don't want to go. I mean, right now, Luciana really wants to go, but once we go, she may not want to go back. San Jose has a train, like a real one. It has access to some pretty cool beach stuff because it's not that far from the coast. It has the opera. It has so much stuff and shopping. That's a real opportunity for us to go and buy things. Like we can go clothes shopping and shoe shopping. There's just a lot in San Jose. It is a big, rich city with access to a lot of Americans. So there's just a lot of shopping for Americans there, right? It's a very foreigner-friendly city. Plus, I just want to go to the museums. Now, like Luciana will really want to do that. So some trips are perfect for with the kids and some are good without. But, maybe we can buy Legos there. Maybe we can go down on a bus sometime and get 10 things of Legos to bring back. Once we have the house to put them in, that's going to be a really big thing again. So that went great. Really excited that worked out for her. This evening, Liesl was hanging out we got a wind. All of a sudden, this kind of looks like we may have rain, but we haven't had rain in a while. I'd be pretty surprised. I'm going to spin around, let you see the clouds here. Just all of a sudden, the wind kicked up, and we've got this different sky, and I have a leaves, dust, and a chicken over here. This sums up Nicaragua right there. Dust, leaves, and a chicken. Liesl was hanging out some this evening, and we hopped on Netflix and discovered that The Wedding Singer was available. I've been looking for this like last week and couldn't find it. And I'm like, Liesl, you have to watch this, because we had been watching something else last week. And I said, oh, you got to see The Wedding Singer. It's like your mother's second favorite movie, and she watches it all the time. Dirty Dancing's her favorite. You'll love it. It's exactly your style and your humor. And Liesl's like, okay, but we never found it. And then tonight I stumbled on it. I'm like, Liesl, this is what we're doing. We're watching The Wedding Singer. She's like, okay. We watch it. She laughed out loud so much that movie. The Liesl laugh happened a lot during that movie. Definitely a movie that she loved. She got it. She's like, I know every song in this movie because my mother plays all these old 80s songs all the time. She would sing along with obscure songs in the movie because she knew them all. So that was pretty funny, but she really enjoyed it. She likes Adam Sandler quite a lot. And tomorrow on Saturday, we're talking about watching Grown Ups, which is one of my favorite Adam Sandler movies. Adam Sandler, Kevin James, Chris Rock, Selma Hayek, really good cast. And it's pretty funny, and it's only available for another couple weeks as well, just like The Wedding Singer. So Liesl and I are going to try to watch those so that she can see them before they disappear. Because we already missed Modern Family. It has already gone from Netflix for now until they get it back. Whew. Boy, that was a long update for a day in which almost nothing happened. A lot of that was talking about the earthquakes, though, and that's interesting. So tomorrow, and this whole weekend, we have no specific plans, which is awesome. I want a relaxing weekend at home with very little going on. That is what we're going to have. I'm going to go get these videos uploaded and hopefully get a drive warp out on Saturday, tomorrow, as I'm a little bit behind. I see Anna is coming by. We're going to get Anna on the show. This is Anna that was in our Dancing Tippy Tapa episode, and she has a Simple Beach shirt on. Look at this. I don't know where she's coming from. But we're heading back to the hotel. It is going to be a relaxing weekend. I'll see everybody tomorrow.